Watch out, Sam. Holy man. Sam, watch out. Watch out. Hi everybody, Robert here from Swan Lake Bigfoot. So we've had some interesting things go on here on the property, and I'm going to do a little bit of backstory first before we get on to filming what took place last night, through the night. So for the last week or maybe week and a half, I haven't heard much of them, of the Bigfoot here, this clan. And usually I will hear, like, I live about, just over a quarter of a mile from the Bigfoot mint patch, right? And that's on the southern tree line, southern part of our property. And usually I will hear something like wood knocks. Sometimes I will hear the wood knock and then the whoop. It's like you'll hear wood knock and whoop. They go together though. I hear that often here near the property. So I haven't heard much, and I haven't, usually I'll get a glimpse or something, right? But for the last week and a half, almost 2 weeks, it's been very quiet. But the carrots, routine every night. It's one of my chores. I've made it one of my chores. I take the carrots, they've stuck to the carrots. I've tried cookies, I've tried all kinds of things in there, and they will not touch anything other than these carrots, right? So we stay with the carrots, and it's 10 for 10. I go put them in the bowl, and it's always between 12 and about 12:30 after midnight, and sometime between then and 3 or 4 in the morning they go. One of them must come and get them, right? But I've heard little. So for the last 3 or 4 nights, every time I've gone to the gifting bowl, I've voiced my thoughts, and I've asked them, are you okay? Are you here? I'm thinking about you. Let me know you're here. Just let me know, right? Give me something. And last night, before we get filming to what happened here, this is big, right? They never do anything. Sometimes they do these little things, like they'll bring me a little stone, right? A little stone. And then they do these big things. This is a big thing I'm about to show and share with you guys. 1 o'clock in the morning, I'm sitting there at my computer desk, working with video software, editing software, and I have my headphones on, combing over the videos, and it sounded like I hear something through the muffle of my headphones, but I also felt it, right? I could almost feel whatever had made a sound. And I happened to look at my cat Charles. He spooked. Whatever this was fairly loud, was loud enough to spook him, and he kind of ran to the my back door, and was looking out here. So I pulled my headphones off, took them off, and went and walked to my back door and looked out. Of course, it's dark. I can't see anything, but I don't hear anything. I don't see anything. I stepped out onto my back deck, and all was quiet. So I thought, okay, well, whatever happened. It's over, right? So I shut my computer down and got ready for bed, and went to bed and went to sleep. Got up and did my chores, and I come walking out this way, and this is what I find, right? So I had been asking them to let me know they were here. And the reason why I wanted to do the backstory too is because I don't believe this was any kind of it's destructive, you will see, but I don't think it was meant in that way. It was to get my attention and say loudly, because they do things big. When they do things big. They're here, right? They're here. And I believe this is them, because this is, some may say, is this wind? Could a wind have done that? We have not had any wind. just the breeze that you hear now. The last big wind we had was probably, 3 weeks ago, and it wasn't strong enough to lift a roof off of a building, which you're going to see. This is not an outbuilding. This is one of my older livestock sheds that I had built, and I built it pretty sturdy. It would take a lot of force to tear that off. I did find about 3, they're not footprints, but they're foot indentations in the grass here. And we're going to check those out. I brought my measuring tape and we're going to do the whole thing here. So they let me know they're still here and they're active, and not sure why they decided to do this one. This is a way to get my attention, because they have done stuff like this before. But like I said, when they do things, they do it big, right? Or the smaller things, it's almost like a more gentle, caring gesture. I've had little rocks put at my door, right? At the front of my door, like outside, just in the front of my house. And on the back door too, on my back deck, I've had little rocks put in front of the door. And through the night, while I'm sleeping, I get up and as soon as I open my door, you can't miss it, right? You can't miss them. And those are more of a caring gesture, more soft, more gentle. This, pay attention to us. So keep an open mind. I'm going to try to explain everything as I walk through here, what you're seeing, and how impossible somebody like me to do what they did. It's blowing my mind right now, and I'm looking at it right now. So okay, anyway, let's go to it. So we're gonna do a little walkabout here, and a walk around. Like I said, this is one of my I had built this years back, and really I've just been using it for storage, right? I got snowblowers and snowblower in there, and grass seeder, and these were stalls. This actually, when it was brand new, it was a pretty nice little kidding barn for my South African Boer meat goats. And so now I've just been storing stuff. You can see my jerry cans back in there, old jerry cans. And okay, so there's no roof. Half of my roof is gone. You can see my old cabin back over there. I'd love to move that towards the river. And this used to be a big old, we were using it as a smoker at one point, and that's coming down here shortly. It's just one of those things that needs to happen. So okay, here we go. Like I said, this is let's see all this. This is all regrowth in here. Trees have grown up around it, and I just never, got to tearing this down. And I thought, well, yeah, it's a good place to store stuff. So it's what I've been doing, and it's been holding up the test of time, right? I built this. This would be 5 feet high, and it is 6, 12, and 18 feet long, and 8 feet. So it's 8 foot wide, 5 foot high, 18 feet long. And what I don't understand is how they were able to lift the roof. I'm guessing, I will show you, I'm going to zoom. This is going to be hard. I'm having such a hard time trying to figure it out. Like, just to lift these. Oh my God. Each one weighs about, I would say close to 250 pounds, right? And like when I built it, it took all my strength to lift one end up and then I kind of shimmied it up as far as I could, and then picked up one end and then slid the 4x18 foot piece of roof to the other side, right? And then they have these connectors here. There's two pieces. Those two ends there, they interlock, right? They kind of go in. You kind of put them together and slide one in the other, and that was how I connected the roof. The two pieces. One was here, and this one is put. This one stayed. Like, and I had everything bolted and screwed into the frame of the shed. So even a fairly strong, powerful wind couldn't do this, right? It would take like a hurricane force wind or tornado, and we don't get them here. We've rarely seen tornadoes, and like this happened last night. So, and it was calm, stars were out, it was a beautiful night. And here we go. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to take this piece here and see what was done. This piece here actually should be going this way, right? I'm going to move. This here needs to go all the way back that way, right? So it was basically lifted up from this side and just thrown up and over. I'm thinking, I mean, we've seen how large these things are, right? And I think it just walked along the front and lifted and threw it over. That was the sound I heard, or I thought I heard, but my cat definitely heard. Kind of crazy. Like, I don't think this is just, you know, some destructive acting out kind of thing. It was more like, yes, we are still here. See, kind of thing, right? And the energy of this whole thing is coming across like I haven't been listening, right? And I should, because it's in the nighttime and in the darkness that they're more active, right? And of course I'm busy. I have my headphones on, and I am actually not listening, or I'm listening to the other ones. Maybe it's jealousy. Like, I got a whole bunch of questions unanswered. I'm trying to figure that out. So, but anyway, we're gonna go and do a little bit more here. Right now I'm gonna take you back and look at the footprints, or the foot indentations. I don't think they're good enough for me to get a cast, but I do have my measuring tape, so we'll do a little bit of measuring there, and then we'll come back, and I'm gonna try to lift this back where it was. This would have took a lot of force and a lot of strength, and I think something easy for them to do, but like for someone like us, couldn't have done it unless you had 2 or 3 people, right? And I have, you know, there's just me here, so let's go look at these footprints. Are you good or something? Gotta get to where, like right in here, kind of trampled down on the ground here. But this is where we want to go. Here for the heel, there for the toes, right? If I can, I'm gonna measure that. Okay, so I'm going by feel. Like, looking at it, I can see the print entirely. I hope the camera is doing this justice, but we will do the measurement anyway, and this is where I guess the big toe would be coming across. So let's go heel to toe. That's 16. 16 by 7.5, almost 8 inches wide. Okay, and that is a little bit bigger than the one I casted on the property 2 years back. And well, you know, if it's the same one, and if it was a younger one, it would, as it would develop and grow, so would the size of the footprint, right? Maybe a little bit of an idea. That would be the left foot too. That's the only recognizable footprint that I could find here, but it is. And if you put your hand in there, you can actually feel the toe imprints and the heel through the grass. So that tells me yes. Okay, so I'm going up. I'm going to try to bring that part of the roof back where it was. It's pretty heavy, but I think I can do it. And we'll just go over a little bit more of how that was attached, and I'll show you the L brackets and the screws. That it was all secure, right? And it was like it was so easy for them to just lift it up and throw it. Do this and try. Watch out, Sam. Watch out, Sammy. Watch out, Sam. Oh. Watch out, Sam. Holy man. Sam, watch out. Watch out. And that's what I heard, partially, with my headphones on, right? Little crazy. Wow, that's nuts. Okay, down I come. All right. Oh my goodness, it looks like new. Holy man. That would take a lot of strength to lift it and throw it that way. A little crazy. So, but we got to remember the backstory. I don't think they were here destroying things. This is an old shed. I haven't used it for years. And like I said, just for storage, putting little things in there that are in the way, right? And they know that. But I think the only way, it would have to have been huge. For me to go, and it's all the grass right here is all packed down right in the front, right where I think they would have did this, right? They would have had to have put their, And see, I don't have the strength to do what was done, but they would have had, like, I mean, if they were like 9 feet tall, 8 feet tall or something like that, they'd have, their center of gravity would be here, right? So for them to just do this, it would be pretty much nothing for them. But my center of gravity is down here, and I can only lift maybe a foot up. There's no momentum, there's no room for me to throw it over, right? So kind of makes me smile, because I told them when I discovered it, I was looking around the area and I said, well, you guys sure made me think. I'm gonna figure this out, though, I told them. And I think we are, slowly, but yeah, that's pretty amazing. And okay, we're gonna go look at those I'll show you what I have. I'm gonna have to, I don't know if I should bother, but I will. If you can see in there, like some of them are broken off, but this is what I was using. L brackets. Well, there's one further back there too. I had, so 2 on this side of this 2 by this 2x8, and 2 on this side and 2 on the other side of the board, and I had that all the way along. And these ones are missing; they're broken right off. Those ones. There's one in the back there still, but it's not attached anymore. Okay, so, and my battery's going in the red here. Oh, not quite. Okay, anyway, so there you go. And so this is what it is supposed to look like, with the roof still attached. And that would be the front all the way down. And these were my little kidding stalls when my boars had their babies. But that was what I woke up to this morning. Everything all apart and taken apart and flipped over. There you have a good look at it now behind me there, with the roof back on. I'm not sure if I'm going to actually reattach it. Maybe I'll just leave it alone, because like I said, no wind is going to move that anyway. It's too heavy. But we'll see. They might come and flip it back over. I don't know. And I don't know if it was 2 or just the 1, right? And there's one that kind of does stuff like this, though. It's kind of mischievous, some people say. It's either potato, right? Mischievous. And does, sometimes there's some stuff like my gates being untied for the animals and stuff like that, right? But I don't know, I'm not sure yet. I'm going to stick with the backstory, the story leading up to this event here. I hope I explained that well enough, and Sammy and I thank you for being here. He's such a good pup. Yeah, I will one day tell the story of how I got him. He's a rescue pup, and how he's become Bigfoot savvy, right? He wasn't at the beginning, and there was a lesson there he had to learn, and I had to learn, and yeah, it's quite the story, but I will tell that another day. But I wanted to share this with you guys. It is pretty amazing, and we need to remember my opening story to what happened here last night, because I don't think they were doing anything mean or aggressive. I mean, that is aggressive. It took a lot of energy to do it, but I mean, when I think about it at the same time, it would have took them, I mean, it wouldn't have taken a lot of strength of theirs to do what they just did, right? But I think it was more to get my attention and to also let me know that they are here still, because I was worried. I haven't heard them. I haven't heard anything. I hadn't seen anything, and And it was just their way of saying, yes, here we are, right? They do things big. But anyway, Sam and I will sign off there. See you in the trees, you guys. Bye for now. Too bad you wouldn't get in my truck. You could come with me to those other spots, but then I don't know. I don't know. They might not like you. These ones know you. They know you.